Hello everyone, welcome back. So let's continue. A 40-year-old man who burnt an eyeball. Which eye structure suffered? So, in burn, you tell me that the most superficial structures will be affected or the deeper structures. So, obviously, the most superficial structures will be affected in a burn. So, in eye, you can see that cornea is the most superficial structure. The answer would be cornea. Obviously, the lens, the ciliary body, or even the retina. Retina is the most posterior structure. So, how can it be affected and burned? So, only when the superficial structures are affected, only then the more deeper structures will be affected. So, next question, similar 112. Similarly, he got a burn and the fluid got into the eye. So, what eyeball structure was injured as a result of chemical burn? So, again, out of all of these options, you will choose the most superficial one, that will be the cornea. Okay, so let's move on to next question. Question 110. The other question have been discussed in my previous videos. The patient has difficulties forming and moving a bolus. The tongue is immovable and logopathy, the speech problem, is observed. And so in this question, I told you that hypoglossal is the main motor nerve to the tongue. And since you cannot see that in option, so let's omit the other options. So facial nerve was for, if related to tongue, it is chorda tympani branch, that was sensory. For the taste sensations for the anterior two-thirds. Trigeminal, again, it was the lingual branch. See, here it is sublingual and not lingual. The lingual branch is a branch of trigeminal nerve, and that was again sensory for general sensations of the anterior two-third. Right. Glossopharyngeal was for one-third, posterior one-third. These were for anterior two-third. You can watch my full video on tongue. That link will be in the description box. Accessory nerve is not related to the tongue, so the answer will be what? Sublingual. But look for, if in the options hypoglossal nerve is there, look for that. If it's not, then omit other options and go for the answer. Okay, so next question. 111. Okay. The patient had severe brain blood circulation disturbance. After sterilization, he is unable to pronounce words distinctly. Damage of what area of cerebral cortex caused the impairment of the speech motor center? So let's see the speech or just the main areas for language. So this is a scheme. So there are two main important areas. If you watch my previous video, that is the Broca's area, which is in the inferior frontal gyrus, and the Wernicke's area, which is in the superior temporal gyrus. These are the main location. Let's see. First, primary auditory area. So first you hear something. So for example, if I ask you a question, first you will hear it. So that will be in the primary auditory area. Then a Wernicke area for understanding the speech. What I heard, can I understand what you are saying? I can hear something, but can I understand this? So for understanding, the area responsible is the Wernicke's area, which is in the superior temporal gyrus. So now after you have asked me a question, I am going to answer. So the motor, for the production of speech, the area responsible is what? The Broca's area in the inferior frontal gyrus. And to transmit the information, we have this fasciculus or white tract, that is arcuate fasciculus, that connects the Wernicke's area to the Broca's area. So now after that I've understood the speech, the information is transmitted to the Broca's area, and now you can plan the speech. So so from here Broca's area, the information will again go to the precentral gyrus, which is the primary motor cortex. That will then send the information to the tongue, and then you can speak. This was for what you will produce, and this was just for moving of tongue. So vernix area, therefore it is called the sensory. Vernix area is responsible for the sensory speech. And what do you mean by that? That for the understanding. And Broca's area is for motor speech. That what you have to speak, what you'll speak after understanding. So let's start with the vernix area. Vernix area was for understanding the speech. Now, if there's a lesion in this area, can he comprehend what you are saying? What are you asking him? He cannot. But and can he repeat? If he's not even understanding what you're saying, how can he repeat the things? No. But is he fluent? Yes, he's fluent. He'll not answer. If you ask him a question, he'll not say anything related to that question. He'll say something else. So although he can speak, and what he speak will make sense, but it will not be related to what you're asking him. So that is about vernix area, and this is called sensory aphasia. So let's move on to the Broca's area. So Broca's area was for production of speech. Can he comprehend things? Yes, because comprehension or understanding was for the vernix area. Is he fluent? He is not fluent, because although he is understanding the things and he will even try to answer to your questions, but he cannot, because his motor speech area is not working. So he'll not be fluent, and he also cannot repeat the things. And this is called motor aphasia. Now let's talk about the arcuate fasciculus. So arcuate fasciculus was connecting the vernix area to the Broca's area. Now he can comprehend. Yes, he can, because vernix area is not damaged. Is he fluent? Yes, he is fluent, because his Broca's area is still working. But the only problem is he cannot repeat things. So, and this is called conduction aphasia. Conduction is arcuate fasciculus was responsible for conducting information from vernix to the Broca's area, and now that's not happening. So the conduction aphasia, he cannot repeat things, but he can understand, and he can also speak it very well. And if there's problem in this whole pathway, then it will be called as global aphasia. So in global aphasia, he cannot comprehend, a patient cannot comprehend what you're saying, he cannot even fluently speak, and he cannot repeat things. So this was a quick review of the speech or the language areas and its lesions. So yeah, again in this question, he was unable to pronounce word. He was understanding, but he cannot pronounce words. So that was a problem in the Broca's area. And Broca's area, I told you, it is in the inferior frontal gyrus. And next question, this one. Again, this cerebral hemorrhage, stroke, and patient cannot pronounce the words. And again, they have already mentioned that he has motor aphasia. And motor aphasia, Broca's area was in inferior frontal gyrus. What is in the superior temporal gyrus? The vernix area. And what will happen if this area is damaged? The sensory aphasia. So let's also see these questions very easy. They have already written in the question, and this is from the Physiology Ministry. Question number 325. Old man has motor aphasia, Broca center, or they could have written inferior frontal gyrus. And again, sensory aphasia or the Wernicke center, which is in the superior temporal gyrus. So that's it for today.